G'day friends, and welcome to our little monkey class. It's Vicky Wright, Independent Stampin' Up Demonstrator, Australia. So fingers crossed that everything goes right today. I'm having a little bit of problems with technology. Okay, so this is our little monkey bundle class. I apologise for the glare, where we're going to be playing with the little monkey set as well as the little monkey builder punch. I love our punches. So that's what we're going to be playing with, and this is the card we'll be creating. So that's number one. Then we've got this one, and then we've got our third one. Okay, so we're using some of the 23, 25 in colours: Pebble Path, Wild Wheat and Boho Blue. Now I will admit I wasn't a fan of Wild Wheat, but I've got to stop myself from using it. I love it. Okay, so they're the ones we're going to be creating. So we'll do this one first. I want to thank everyone that's grabbed the make and takes. I still have a couple left. If you want to grab them, all you have to do is place a $50 order online or contact me and I'll send them to you before Wednesday. Otherwise, any that's left over will go into my tutorial and kit sale page where you can purchase them there. Okay, so we'll just grab all our bits and pieces. Now I have done a few little bits and pieces. Just because we're using our blends, or if you don't have the blends, you can use your the watercolour pencils or whatever you have on hand. So we're just going to burnish along this score line. This is the Pebble Path card. I like these little monkeys, they're cute actually. So we'll put that aside for the moment, and we're going to bring in our piece of basic white. Now I've got two pieces, so what we'll do is we'll get rid of these scraps first. So I actually cut two pieces of leftover scrap paper. Now this is as I said, this is the Pebble Path, and this is the Pebble Path in colour 6x6. So what we'll do with these is we'll put these onto our envelope as well as the inside of our card, and then that's done. Just put this down the side, and I'm using the hearts. I will admit I'm not one for hearts, but just for a change I thought it would be nice, because I want to use that little heart too, so it sort of matched in or set the theme. So that's all I've done, and just chop off that. Now for the ones that grabbed the kit, if you haven't received your PDF tutorial, please let me know and I'll resend it for you. And this will go on to, oh, that's the wrong one. And this is going to go on the inside. just like that. Okay, so that's done. So those pieces are out of the way. Then we're going to grab this piece of DSP and we're going to stick this to our remaining piece of basic white. And we're going to leave a slight narrow border of basic white right down the left side. And we're going to trim this off. Then what I've done is I've actually scored 3 lines down the right side of our DSP. So we've just done that with the paper trim. Well, actually, you can use your paper trimmer if you want, but I like to use my Simply Scored scoring tool. I just find it gives me deeper grooves. So what I do is I stick it into our scoring tool and I just mark where the first line will be, our scored line, which is 1 5/8. Flip it over and then we're going to score 1, 2, 3. And that will give us our 3 scored lines. I hope you can see that. Okay. Now, it will depend on where you place your DSP as to where your first line will be. And I've done them about 1/8 of an inch apart, which is about probably 0.3 centimetres. I think it worked out to. So then we're going to stick this. Actually, I should have left this off to last, but that's okay. Sometimes I like to build the card up off the base card in case I make a boo-boo. And I don't have to do the whole thing again, but you know what, doesn't matter. Then we're going to stamp. This will mean I should have done it first, but that's okay. So we're going to stamp our sentiment next, and we're using Pepper Pup. And it's Little Monkey. Upside down and back the front. I always stamp onto scrap paper first, just so I know that it's nice and straight. And then I will line my card up, tap, 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 and we're going to do it about here, I think, hoping it's nice and straight, and that's pretty good. Okay, so that's done. We'll put that aside for the moment. Then we're going to bring in this little piece here, and what we're going to do is randomly stamp a couple of leaves, eh? So we'll do this big one first. Now all I've done, I'm using Memento Tuxedo Black, and we're just going to stamp a couple of those. I'll do one more. Just there. Put that aside. And we're gonna stamp one. I'm changing the directions as I go. 2. 3. We might do one more there. Then what we're going to do is grab our blender pens and I'm going to colour them in Old Olive, okay? So I'm not going to be too pedantic about it, so all we're going to do is add in a few of the dark blend. I'll just do this one. Then we're going to go over the top with our light. Just blending a little bit. As I said, I'm not being too pedantic about the colouring, and that's those two done. So that's all I've done. Okie dokie. Then we'll continue with our leaves, not leaf, and we'll do this one. I always put my caps back on. This one's a little bit hard sometimes to take off, so I just sort of sit the cap over the nib. Now I always tend to use the nib end and not the brush end, but it's up to you how you use it. And this one here. I like the colouring, I find it therapeutic, relaxing. It's like fussy cutting. Some people like it, some people don't. Then we're going to do these ones. And again, oops, I'm just adding a little bit of the dark, just from the vein, the middle vein. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'll close that one up. Bring in our light, and all we're going to do is fill in the remainder with our light Old Olive. Blending out that dark a little bit too. I'm not pressing too hard. It may sound like it, but I'm not. Otherwise you ruin your nibs. Just like that. Now I've missed a little bit of ink there on that leaf. So what we're going to do is bring in our black Stampin' Blend, and all we're going to do is draw that down there. And that looks like it's been like that forever. Okay, then we're going to grab it, adhere this to a piece of Pebble Path. Just like that, so that it's nice and even all the way around. And we're going to pop this up. I could have used black dimensionals. Excuse me. Oh, sorry, excuse me. A frog in my throat. And then we'll bring in our base card, and we're going to stick that just to the centre, but off on a slight angle. That makes sense? Just like that. Now I've already pre-stamped a couple of these leaves and coloured them and fussy cut them out. Then all we're going to do, a little bit of glue on the end, and we're just going to stick that there like that. Now you could have used a mini glue dot if you wanted to. I've actually popped mine up actually, but I'm going to stick them down. I'll pop these ones up, but I'm going to leave them stuck down. There you go, just like that. Or you could have popped them up like me with the mini dimensionals. Okay, then I've pre-done my monkey. I've coloured it in crumb cake, and the ears and the little cheeks are petal pink. Then we are going to, I must do, oh no, then we're going to, I think I've left enough room here, punch him out. The cheeky little things, these monkeys. Monkeys are always up to no good. And we're going to pop him up. Just with a couple of dimensionals. One. Put him there like that. And he's got a little banana in his hand, so we'll do that. I thought I might have already done it, but I haven't. Okay, so I'm just going to grab some scrap paper because you know what? Let's use this. That's probably why I've done it. And I've thrown my foam mat to Kingdom Come. Oh no, there it is. And we're going to stamp our little heart at the same time along with our banana, okay? So we'll just do that there. And we will grab our little banana, put it on the other side, stamp that. So that's stamped in Memento Tuxedo back again. Now with our heart, we're going to colour that in petal pink. And again, I'm using the dark first. I'm just randomly adding colour, and then we're going to just add the light, not blending too much over the dark. Okay, then we're going to grab our daffodil delight, and we're going to do our banana peel with touches of the dark one. So I'm just going down randomly. And then blending a little bit with the light, just like that. Now we could, no, it's the wrong one. So what we're going to do now is fussy cut around these. They're pretty easy to cut out. So that's the heart. Now the punch does have one banana that you can use to punch out, but it's the, I was going to say straight one. But it's the one that's not peeled. We'll just come in here and cut this one out. Go around there, take that bendy. Now if you have this bundle and you don't have the colours I'm using, feel free to change out the colours to what you have in your stash. And then all we're going to do is grab a standard dimensional for that one, and we're going to grab a little mini for this one. So I'll put, no, that's not. I think what I've done is actually just stuck it on his little hand. Let's have a go. Yep, that's all I've done. Just like that. And then, whoops, whoopsie-daisy, we'll put our little heart down there. And to finish it off, all we're going to do is grab our in colours 2023, 2025 dots, and we're going to use these ones. We're going to use the Pebble Path ones because I've gone with all the same colours. And we're going to add one. I think my refill needs refilling. Oh. One right there. I'll put, I don't have any mediums, so I'll put one there. And one up here, eh? Squish them down like that. And that is our first card done. So that's it there. That's the one we've just done, and that's the original. Okay, so now we'll go on to our second one. So we'll just put our second one there so that we can copy off it, and we'll grab our kit. I've got all, bits and pieces and bits and bobs and pieces. So those two go together. These two pieces are for the inside and our envelope. So what we'll do is we'll do them first, just to get them out of the way, hey? That way I'm not chopping or losing them just by mistake. Okay, so we'll put this on our envelope. There. I'm a big lover of dots, especially polka dots, so I had to use this side. Put that aside, and this is our piece of basic white, and we'll put it across the bottom. Just like that, and chop that off, and we'll put this inside our card. Even though we haven't folded it, we'll fold it in a minute, because putting this inside isn't going to make any difference, because we've got our score lines to go by. So we'll just put that just there like that. And we will do our score line. Oh, that piece of the basic white should have been maybe cut down a fraction, but that's okay, it fits. This one needs cutting back. No, that's all. Oh, it might do. No, that's okay. Okay, so that's our inside. I've just got to remember to put it in the right way when we do it, our front. So what we're going to do now is we're going to grab this piece, and we're going to stick it to this little piece of old olive. So all we're doing is a little bit of glue along there. Just put this right on the top. It's only a very narrow strip, but we're only showing a little, a very narrow piece. So that's that. Then what we're going to do is stick this piece to there, okay? So we'll just use a little bit of glue. I always use the green liquid, only because I find you've got a little bit of wriggle room, and it's a little bit more user friendly because you've got a little bit of wriggle room. And that's nice and straight. Okay. Then we can grab our scissors or your paper trimmer, and you just chop that off, put it in the bin, and we're going to, before we do that, we're going to do a bit of stamping. So we'll grab our memento, and then we're going to grab our leaves again, and we're going to stamp. Where's our mat? I've thrown it to Timbuktu again. I didn't get that right. So we'll just put that there like that. Put that there. Put that down there like that. Okay. Now there's, oops, or daisy, whoops. Now there's a couple of leaves that I didn't get, so we're going to bring in our little marker again, the black marker, and we're just going to draw in those lines. And if you've got the markers for all the colour family, you can do that for any colour you like. It's great. Okay, so once that's done, we're going to grab our Old Olive Stampin' Blends, and here it is. And we're going to do the same as what we did before. So we're just going to add in a couple of dark colour or veins. Now usually when I use my blends, I will do one image at a time because I like to colour when the blend is still wet. So we'll just do these couple before they dry. I just find you get a better it blends better while they're still a little bit wet. I'm just blending this a little bit. And as I said, you can use your watercolour pencil, you could use your blender pen too, but I would tend to be very quick. Don't be precise with your blender pen on just ordinary but cardstock. You could use watercolour pencils and the, as I said, the blender pen or the colour lifter. It always looks lovely too. So those are done. Then we're just going to finish it off with these ones. And if you wanted way out leaves, you could have your leaves any colour if you wanted to. Especially if it's for a kid's card, they don't care. Sometimes the brighter the better. And that's it. Now we're going to grab our sentiment and we're going to use just swinging by to say hi. So we'll take this off here. No, we'll need a big one. try and put this on so that it's nice and straight. Grab our wild wheat stamp set, ink pad, and I didn't really leave much room there, did I? So we might just put it this side. Won't matter. You can just swing the other side. So I'm just going to make sure this is nice and straight. Whoops. I just line it up on our grid paper and making sure that's nice and straight. And I didn't put the foam mat on, but that's turned out okay. Close that up. And then we're going to stick this to our piece of old olive. This looks, this goes really well with the wild wheat, these two colours, I think. Would never think so, but the wild wheat's got a little tinge of green in it anyhow, so once you put the green to it, that is. Just like that. And then what we're going to do, stick this to our piece of basic white. Now if you wanted to, you could pop this up, but I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to stick it flat, okay? So you could pop it up using the dimensionals, the adhesive strip, or the adhesive sheets if you wanted to. But as I said, I'm just going to stick it down like that. Okay, so that's that. Then we'll stick this to our base card. Now these are quick and easy cards, but I think that's all you need with this little stamp set or bundle. Such a cute bundle. There, that's done. Now our little monkey, I've stamped in Memento Black ink, coloured with the crumb cake, the body and the part of the face, and I've given him a little fringe. And his ears are petal pink, and then I put some little cheeks on him using the petal pink as well. Okay, so all we're going to do now is put a few dimensionals on the back and pop him up. And he can be swinging from the trees then. Happy little monkey. Down to grab his banana. And we'll have him swinging from that tree there, or that branch I should say. There. And then we're going to pump or stamp our little banana. So I'll just grab that. And I'll stamp that in Memento Black again. Bring in our foam mat. I hope I don't need that. I better use this just in case, eh? You just never know. Then all we're going to do is colour it with our Daffodil Delight. If you don't have Daffodil Delight, you could use lemon lolly if you wanted to. You could use granny apple green. It could be a green banana, not yet ripened. And there is the punch does punch this out, but I've only got a little piece, so I might just fussy cut this. Now, if you wanted to, you could stick a piece of paper on here, especially a post-it note, and put it in, holding it by the post-it note if you wanted to. But we're just going to fussy cut this. Pretty easy to cut out. Oops. Won't give it that much of a making a mess of this, aren't they? Just like that. Get that out of the way. And then what we're going to do is grab a dimensional. We might grab one of these, and I think what we'll do is chop it in half and just put it, whoops, and just put it on the back. This is where your strips come in, your dimensional. Wrong card. And we're just gonna put that right there so that it looks like the cheeky little devil has grabbed that banana, is going to take off with it. Just like that. Okay? And then we'll grab our wild wheat dots, and then I'll take a pick tool, which I've got to grab another refill. I think I've got one too somewhere. That's okay. We'll put one just there. We'll put a medium one about there. And I'll put one about there. And that is card number 2. And as I said, easy peasy. So that's the one we've just done, and that's the original. Okay. I'm liking the colours actually. As I said, this colour, the wild wheat, I didn't think I'd like it, but I'm quite shocking myself, surprising myself actually. And then the last one is our boho blue. Love, love, love this colour. So that's the card we're going to be playing with. And we'll grab all our bits and bobs. And again, we'll do our insides first and our envelope, just to get them out of the way. So I've used the opposite side this time instead of the hearts. So we'll do our envelope. we'll do our inside as well at the same time. So this can be the inside. Trim that off. Now I won't put this on the inside yet, I'll just put it aside, but I will put it on our envelope, eh? I've just realised my light's gone flat, so I do apologise if it's a little bit dark. I'll put that aside. Then we'll bring in our base card and we're going to burnish that down the middle with our bone folder, which I normally forget. So it's nice and crisp. Then we'll put our inside in. Now what did I do with that? Here it is. So that's like that. Making sure it's nice and straight and nice and even around all the sides. That's pretty good. Oh, actually before we do that, what we're going to do is chop this off. Now what I want to do is, what did I chop it off at? 4 inches, I think. No, I'll have to go and get another piece, but 3. Now the measurements will be correct, so don't worry about what I've just done. Which means that's got to be chopped down and this piece has got to be chopped down. So what have I done there? That's 3. So this has got to be and this one, what did I say this was? 2 3/4. Yep. And this one will be 1/8 this. Okay. Now, by rights, the piece that you chop off here, right, is the piece that you can use here, okay? But I've chopped it too short to begin with, so we're just going to go and get another piece of boho blue. But if you chop that correctly, as per the measurements, that piece you've chopped off will become that panel there, okay? I hope that makes sense. So what we're going to do is stick this piece to there like that. But first up, we're going to stick this piece to here. Wouldn't be me without a boo-boo, but you can always fix them, eh? There's always ways around them. So then this piece goes down here. I might leave it closed because I want my basic whites to line up. And that's pretty good. Okay, so then what we're going to do is, with this piece of basic white here, where is it? This piece, we're going to stamp our leaf, or our branch, sorry, not our leaf, our branch. So we'll just grab that. And we're going to stamp this in Memento Tuxedo Black again. I'll take it to grab our foam mat from Timbuktu. We're going to stamp this across here like that, okay? I've got it on a slight angle, just like that. Now, this one I did start to colour with our watercolour pencils, but I changed my mind and then went with our blends. So we're going to do our leaves first. And again, I'm just adding a little bit of dark down the middle vein. And we're going to come back in with our light, and we're going to go over the top of it. Just like that. Okay. Then we're going to bring in our crumb cake and our dark blend. Oh, a little bit tight. And what we're going to do is just add a few of the highlights down the limb. And I'm just going to blend these. I really need a new one actually. I'm just going to blend this light over the dark and blend it a little bit so that the dark looks a little bit natural, and that's it. As you can see, it's a totally different colour because I did start with the watercolour pencils, but that's okay. Then we're going to bring in our sentiment. What is it? On Bananas About You. Well, we've only got one left anyhow. When I did these set of cards, I wanted to use all the sentiments, and I wanted to use all the monkey images. What are we doing? Boho blue. Just tap, tap, tap. As I said, just bear with me while I stamp this. It might be out of eyesight for a little bit. Whoops. And I didn't have my foam mat underneath, but it's okay. Because these are juicy Lucy, so. Then what we're going to do is go and grab a piece of boho glue. So just bear with me. I've got a piece here, and it might be, I know it's too wide, but that's all right. Grab our paper trimmer. So that's about 3 7/8 by about 2 1/2 turn. So this should be about 4. Better if we chop it too big, then I won't put that away yet. I'll just test it. Oh, look at that. So we'll stick this to our boho glue. Just like that. With a nice little 1/8 of an inch border around it. So that means I've chopped off about 2 1/2 inches. I think it's about 2 1/2. I think it's about 8.8. Or is it 6? It might be 6 centimetres. 8.8 I think is 3 1/2 inches. So it's about what did I say? 6.3. I think it's about 6.3 centimetres, if I remember correctly. And then what we're going to do, I'm looking for my base. Oh, here it is. I was going to say I'm looking for my base card, and we're just going to stick that to the centre like that, but I'm only going to do it this side. Now you can pop it up if you wanted to, but again I'm just going to stick it down with our glue. Okay. Making sure that it doesn't overlap here, and making sure too that it's nice and straight. I just line it all up with abrid paper, craft paper, just like that. Okay. Then we're going to grab our little monkey. I thought I did the monkey. What did I do with it? Here he is. No? Yeah, there he is. Swinging off the tree. So I obviously made a mistake somewhere there. And we're going to stick him down. Again, I've coloured the little monkey in crumb cake, and I've done his ears in petal pink, and I've also added some petal pink to his face. Now, I was going to say something then too. Oh, the punch. has also got a little shape there that are his ears. So you can punch them out with probably petal pink and then stick them in there like that. Okay, so then we're just gonna, I'm gonna make like it's over that branch, I think. Yeah. Although he's a bit side on, isn't he? Let's turn him around that way a little bit so he doesn't look like he's upside down. Well, he is upside down, but yeah. Then we're gonna grab our, I thought I did it. Oh well, I haven't. So we're going to grab our banana again, and it's that one again. I'm going to stamp that in tuxedo black, and we're going to colour it with our dark Daffodil Delight, and we're going to blend it with our light Daffodil Delight. Then we're going to grab our punch, and I still haven't, there you go, look at that. So you're just going to do it, shape it around that, move it around that shape. Once you got it and you're happy, punch. And that is it punched out. And then we're going to grab our dimensionals. Actually, I think, yeah, little ones do fit our minis. So we'll just do 2 of those. Just like that. And we're going to stick it under there like that, so it looks again like he's grabbing the banana and chopping off to the treetop. Then we're going to grab some boho blue dots. I love these dots actually. And our take a pick tool. I'll put one there, one there, and finish it off with one there. Put that back before we lose it and they go everywhere. I've had that happen before. And the dog's been wearing them. So that's our card there. So that's number 3. That's the one we've just done. And that's the original. Okay, so that's that one. That's number 2. And that is number 1. Okay, so all the measurements will be on my blog in the next probably week if you want to pop by and grab the measurements. I won't have the tutorial. That will be sent through to anyone that that has purchased the kit and received the make and takes. But if you want to purchase the kit, the instructions will be included in your tutorial. Okie dokie. Thanks for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed that, and I'll see you next month for our next class. Okay, thanks a lot. Enjoy your day. See ya. All right.